Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is August 7th, 2026, and this is my weekly market review. We're reviewing the S&P 500, that's SPY, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's go ahead and go down to these quarterly charts and see what we see. See. I would go full screen at this time. All right, on this quarterly chart, I see green. I see an all-time high for this month. I see us above the yearly resistance 1 at this time. Wow. Like I had said, that new high was coming sooner than later. That's all I really want to say there. And let's go ahead and go down to our monthly chart and see what we see there. All right, on this monthly chart, as we can see here, we have made all-time highs. We are above my level where I think we needed to be pushed through that and gotten on up there. I'll zoom in just a little bit more, make it a little bit bigger if people need to see what we're looking at here. Again, this is a breakout. This is a classic breakout, and I don't like trading breakouts, but I had to this time because I was expecting it, based on what I saw last week, So again, this is where we're at this time. We are above our 9-10 moving average. That's this line right here. We're quite a bit extended off our pivot point. We still got a ways to go to that resistance 1 level, which we probably reached this month. We're not that far off that at this time. I see it at 790, and we had 776 at this time. So again, it's not that far off. It's only $14 away. We definitely can get there, And then we got that round number just above that, 800. So again, that probably should be more so your target. No trade recommendation, because again, your target. What does that mean? What does that mean? That means you should be selling there. You should be buying there. What should you be doing? There's no trade recommendation. It's just a target in the market. That's a round number in the market. So don't think I'm giving you any kind of trading advice. I'm just showing you what I see out here on the chart and giving you a kind of expectation what I see based on what I'm seeing. And I hope you're seeing the same thing, seeing something similar. It could be at a point where you expect the market to reverse back down. You could be at a point where you might expect the market to break. Quit getting too crazy now, because I don't like using too many numbers because again, some people might think that's a trade recommendation. It's not. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and go down to our weekly chart and see what we see here. What we see here again is kind of what I expected. And I'll come last week, based on what we had saw here when we saw this bottom and how this market pushed up like it did, you kind of a very, very, very strong bullish thing. I'm gonna do something a little bit different on here. And it did come on and break that, and then we did get our all-time highs this week. So this was a very strong week. We went all the way through an R1 level on these monthly pivots on this weekly chart, and we got all the way up to a resistance 2 level. The question is, will we get to a resistance 3 level? Let's see exactly where that's at this time. And let me zoom this down right here. Seeing our resistance 3 level is below, that 790 number, and it's below that 800 number. So, and a lot of times when we get to a resistance 3 level, which is this red line, we can get a reversal. So be careful once we get too close to that. We get up there. But anything can happen, and this market has gone way past that at times with crazy bullish stuff that we get in these markets at these times. But that's just numbers to be looking at at this time. All right. Let's go ahead and go down to our daily noise and wrap this on up, and I must try to show something there. On this daily noise, what we see here is last week when this happened, this whole little setup here. This is a crazy setup, when you see something like this, Monday, then we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then on Monday, on this day right here, this was kind of like, oh my God, is this thing ready to go? It stopped right there, And then first thing, Monday we had a crazy day. Tuesday we had a crazy day. Then Wednesday, as you can see, we got to a resistance 3 level on a weekly with weekly pivots. That's why I'm saying a lot of times when we get to a resistance 3 level and all based on whatever time frame, usually it has a hard time there. Everybody sees that, computer sees that, and it just tends to slow down. That doesn't mean it's going to happen every time, and it doesn't mean that come next week, we're going to be opening up above pivot, and we kind of expect it to continue even higher. That was just for this week. Come next week, it starts all over again. And that's why maybe some people don't like pivots, because now they're different now. Last week it stopped here. Next week, where is it going to stop at? Again, let's take a closer look at that right quick and see what we see. I probably won't be so crazy on my little shorter video. We see this thing now on this picture. We can see come next week, our resistance 3 is above this 800 number. If the market wants to go crazy and go above 800, resistance 3 is way up there. It's going to be opening, maybe if it opens and gaps up a little bit, it's going to be opening close to our resistance 1 level, which is this green line you can barely see behind here at 783. Our resistance 2 level, which it may be able to go to that, and that would be just below our 800 number. Maybe it'll stop there. Again, we don't know, but this is some significant points to me based on my trading plan and my trading strategy in the market, and I can see if this market is going to continue going higher. Those are targets that I can see that it may go to. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is in stone that's what's going to happen, but that's what I can see. And one of the other things that I want to show, that I show here on this chart, let me clear this up. Let me go back here. I want to bring in a study right quick. Quick study. Lower popular probably be a good one. And why I don't see it here. Lower studies, other volume. What I want to put on this volume. Average volume is all I really need. Oh man, this is the SPY. The SPY shows up like that. Kind of really surprised that it shows up like that. Again, as you can see, volume is not something that I normally look at, and I'm kind of surprised it shows up like that, though. Let me do this. Boom. Maybe that's what. There we go. There we go. And what I want to go to here is right here. What are you looking at? What are we looking at here? When it comes to volume, it's not something that I normally look at, but what we saw last week, if you was looking at volume, you saw usually on red candles when they're going down pretty strong, you see a pretty high volume, higher than normal volume. That volume comes in. Is it selling off, or do you have somebody supporting this market that's buying? Even though somebody's selling hard, somebody's actually there to buy that thing, and they don't mind buying. They're going to keep trying. They'll let it slip because they want to buy it lower and buy it lower and buy it lower. Then the next day, you see this market is up a little bit based on from where it was the previous day, and the volume is not much lower. It's still high. That again, and it turns green. That again, kind of like is a oh my God thing. They are coming in, and then the next few days, you see higher than average volume, and this thing is steady climbing up. Especially on this day here, let me clear this up. On this day right here, and this candle here, turning green and volume still above average. Again, this is an indication you've gotten. Again, I don't have to look at this just based on the candles. I think they call this a right side up or something candle. It's a piercing pattern, a bullish piercing pattern, and you gotten confirmation and all. So again, it's one of those things called Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Make that money. That's all I really want to say. No trade recommendation, but just based on what I see. And again, once it crossed my level here that I was expecting, I knew we had to get across, and we closed above that. Yeah, I got my confirmation. Let's just see how far we can ride this thing up. And that's it. Again, what do you trade? All based on your trading plan and your trading strategy. Trade whatever you see out there that's fitting at. And that's it. That's all I really want to share at this time. This is Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.